CEO Ron Wickler from Creating the Difference, TruBallReviews.com. Doing a little ball review. Got the Storm IQ Tour, which is the official control ball for TruBallReviews. We started out by throwing that ball over the third arrow and seeing how it performs. It is sanded with a fresh coat of TruCut sanding pads at 2000 grit. We're going to compare today to the new Hammer WebTour Hybrid. This is the first WebTour ball made by Brunswick, actually. So I'm curious to see how it rolls. This is fresh out of the box. There is nothing done to this ball. So we'll get a good look here at the two balls. We'll also be able to use some data from Specto as well as Clutch to show you exactly what we're seeing and what's going on. We'll also be able to qualify if the shots thrown are the same or not. Those shots were thrown differently, and that's okay. We're going to be able to throw multiple shots here and be able to get some good data. Dustin's going to throw over that third arrow again. It's a little bit in, but that's all right. The IQ Tour is a nice continuous ball. It picked up well there and was able to get him a strike, so we'll be able to see with a repeat shot what that Web Hybrid does. So we'll throw the Web Tour Hybrid in the same spot. Looks pretty close to me. Looks very, very close. Specto says those shots were thrown about the same, and it gave the hook a little bit stronger to the WebTour Hybrid. Now, here's an interesting fun fact. The original WebTour core shape started out as the Hammer Badass, believe it or not, and I actually designed that core shape. So one of the interesting things about that is that that core shape was mimicked very closely off of an IQ Tour core shape. So kind of interesting little side fun fact there. Now, I'm not sure what Hammer has done. Hammer may have changed it. If they changed it, then that doesn't necessarily hold water anymore. If they didn't, then it still does. So these balls should be relatively close if the core did not change. I'm not sure if it did or did not. Anyway, so Dustin moved out to the friction, to second arrow. He's going to now move to the second arrow or into that friction on the Kegel Element Series Chromium pattern with the WebTour Hybrid, and we're going to see what that ball does in that same type of area, which is just more friction. That's pretty close. And that reaction is pretty close too. In fact, those shots were very, very identical. And it looks like the WebTour Hybrid was a little bit longer and a little bit less total hook, but had a little higher entry angle. That's why they both struck really well. So definitely looks like this piece is one of those special pieces coming out of that camp there, Hammer, made by Brunswick. So it's kind of interesting to see that ball reaction for sure. The ball looks pretty strong. Nice continuous shape, which is, if you are looking for a bowling ball that has that, exhibits that character, and you have the same control ball we have, this is a good way to be able to evaluate the ball, right? So if you have an IQ Tour and you have a Web, or if you have an IQ Tour drilled like ours, you can expect a similar type of performance out of that WebTour Hybrid, maybe even a little bit more. So now Dustin's moved into the oil. He went to fourth arrow, in between fourth and fifth arrow. He's gonna throw some shots there. We're gonna see how the ball performs in the oil. That's always a big key. Let's see. Woo! So it did leave a 10 pin, but man, that shot was a little further right too, so that's actually good. That ball recovered very, very nicely, considering it was thrown just a smidgen right. And it's not all about striking, man. That's one of the big things. It's not all about striking. It's about being able to compare ball motion and being able to compare to find out if this ball belongs in your arsenal or not. That's what we're trying to establish here. And we're using the IQ Tour as the control ball. It's the same control ball that we use in all of our ball reviews. And in this case, we're reviewing that WebTour. So Dustin's gonna move back to third arrow. He's gonna throw that IQ Tour at 2000 grit TruCut again. Like so, it's a little bit wider right. Yep, wider right and a 2-8-10. So he'll have to throw that ball again there. And then once we do that, we'll then throw the WebTour Hybrid again. This ball, WebTour Hybrid, definitely reminds me, definitely reminds, the data says that it's very close, if a little bit stronger than an IQ Tour. So now remember, these balls aren't the same surface either, so that's part of the difference you're gonna see, but nonetheless, it's a very, very good baseline to judge things off of, right? So that one's in a little bit more, which is kind of what we were looking for. Now we left so I'm actually cool with that. Let's keep that shot, Dustin, and let's throw the IQ, or let's throw the WebTour there, because if the WebTour does not leave the 810, then that's a very, very good sign. We'll have to get a full rack. Doesn't leave the 810, that's a very, very good sign that that ball is a little bit stronger than the IQ Tour. So we're gonna find out. A little further right, and it 210s, but it was definitely further right. So that's the best part of this system, right? Because, you know, with the clutch system, we can actually see if the ball was thrown the same or not. And a lot of times when you're doing ball reviews, you can't see that. You don't know those 1 or 2 board differences. But with clutch, there's no question if he throws it the same or not. That right there, my friends, was a nicely executed shot, much closer. But that was also the control ball, the IQ Tour. So now we need to see the same kind of shot with the WebTour Hybrid to see if the WebTour Hybrid is, in fact, a slightly stronger version of an IQ Tour. So we're gonna roll the ball one more time in that same area, see what happens. Oh, it looks a little wide right still. So that's still a little bit right. He's laying it down in the same spot, but the launch angle is just a little bit to the right. So throw that ball again, Dustin. But I am liking the recovery. I mean, the recovery is looking pretty good, even though it's slightly to the right. So we're gonna throw it again. And that's the best part of this review process, is that, you know, it allows us to really see the differences in bowling balls. And then if you've got the control ball, you can expect a similar type of difference in your game. It won't be exact, but it'll be a whole lot better than not having a control ball. So that was definitely a little bit straighter, right? It's a little bit straighter. He's laying it down about the same spot as you can see, but that angle has got to be the exact same too. So go ahead and throw it one more time for me. Get you a full rack there. And we will kind of wrap this review up. But I definitely think that this ball is a strong, continuous bowling ball. This ball definitely is one of those ones that could be first out of your bag, if not second for sure, because it's going to give you a predictable ball read, predictable ball motion, which is really good to read the pattern. Really, really good to read a pattern. We'll see here. That's in again. Yep, that's in just a little bit. All right, we're gonna have him throw it again. And like I said, I mean, if you're interested in getting the WebTour Hybrid, you can get it at our website, which is Bowling for Less. BowlingForLess.com. You can get the WebTour Hybrid, add that to your arsenal if you need it. And then if you like what you're seeing here, you know, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And you can also get the control ball at TruBallReviews.com. Let's see here. There we go. And Specto says that shot was just a little bit right still. So they're close. Like, those balls are really, really close. Dustin, let's do a few little things here. Let's actually take the WebTour Hybrid and we'll move a little bit right with that ball. So we're gonna move a little right with that WebTour Hybrid. And we'll see, with a little bit more friction, I think it'll actually peel off of it pretty good. I'm just kind of curious to see how it responds. So there's what I was looking for. Yep, she's 10 back. So that one's a pretty good piece. Looks like it looks very solid, depending on what the reaction you're looking for is, but definitely very IQ Tour-ish like. And like I said, if you're something you're interested in, get that bowling ball at BowlingForLess.com. So anyway, now you've been able to get a little bit more of a comparison. You've got some more information. If you like what you're seeing, like I said, check out this channel some more. We've got a lot more videos to put up. We're actually gonna do like our top video picks too from the balls that we review. We got all the Specto data, we got all the clutch data, we got all kinds of stuff coming your way in the very, very near future as well. So with that being said, I'm out of here. CEO Ronald Hicklin from Creating the Difference. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And check out one of the other videos on the screen for more information. Thanks for joining us.